with Smash Bros people is they're just so toxic and lame.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, no, like we were like joking because like I really like playing on like not contest, competitive like stages, you know, like playing on Temple is so fun.
Yeah.
And like getting mad at playing on Temple is so silly.
It's just gatekeeping is so lame.
Yeah.
People like, yeah, you can't do that. Like, just play a game, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I like playing with items too. Like I like now like I don't play with it majority, but like it's like what the game was.
You're way better at it than I am too, because I've played it with them off like so long.
Yeah, I've played with items so much that like I just have like a muscle memory for like just running for them.
Yeah.
And I know the bounce trajectory of almost all of them. So like if you throw
that's good.
a saber or a gun, like I know the angle it bounces off of people. So like I'm really used to
re-grab it.
Yeah, I'm really used to playing with like projectiles and stuff. That's why I like Toon Link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole thing's gonna be an analytic of video games.
I mean, what else do we have to talk
That's
about?
what I do. That's my thing. It's perfect.
Yeah. Do you have like any like favorite like underrated games?
Let me think. I really like. I know a lot of people know Banjo-Kazooie, but I think like the scoring in that game is like far above everything else. Like I guess.
I never had Banjo-Kazooie as a kid, but I had Diddy Kong Racing as one of the only N64 games I had. Because I grew up with N64 and Game Boy Color, and we kind of got consoles as they came out. Mm-hmm. And like I always, but like we never had Conker or Banjo, so I knew those characters as Diddy Kong Racing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any underrated games because I have games that I liked in the past that I was like aware of were bad, but I still played anyways.
Like what?
Like there was a Finding Nemo game, movie games in the GameCube era, like the Incredibles movie and the Finding Nemo. They're kind of gems, but they kind of suck.
Dude, I always say Pixar games are like really good. The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, they're all really good games.
Okay, so like when you think about what the Cars game would be, you're like racing, easy. It's like, no, dude, that's an open world explorer. It's like a whole ass thing.
Dude, Cars the video game is the Breath of the Wild of car
dude,
games.
It is. Like Forza can't even touch that.
People who don't understand right now, they make Radiator Springs like 8 times bigger than it is in the movie.
Crazy.
And you can like go through the canyons, and there's zones in that game where I still to this day don't know how you get there, because there'll be like a butte in the background, and at the very top of it you see a thing you're clearly supposed to be able to drive on, but there's nothing in eyesight that would get you up there, and you're like, how do I do it?
I'm so glad that you know this game.
Yeah, well, you could hit like XX and turn around, and you could drive backwards because Mater taught him how to do that.
Oh yeah, dude! Like they bring the world canon into the game. It's so good.
So what I would do is I would drive up to somebody, or I would line up my back wheel with their front wheel, and I would flip it, and then they would spiral.
And flip with you.
Yeah, and you could jump, so you could like jump over. You could be
God.
driving on top of another car.
Dude, that game had better driving than GTA. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, see, I never had GTA, but I had Cars.
Doesn't matter. You had Cars. You're fine.
Yeah, I really like Ratatouille and WALL-E too.
Yeah, I never played those ones.
We had WALL-E for Wii, and it's like a very expansive like platformer game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Monsters Inc. dodgeball game. I don't know why it was dodgeball. Like, who thought that was okay?
That's kind of like the thing where like all those like SpongeBob games and shit just have gameplay that don't remind you of the show like whatsoever, and you're like, how did this come together?
I don't know if it's a fact, but I think there's this weird phenomenon of those types of games, and especially with Nintendo games of that era, where they were like probably a different game when they were making it, and then Nintendo was like, hey, I see you got a character that looks like our character. Let's just put that in the game.
Well, that's like, well, the original Donkey Kong game that like invented Mario as a character, that was supposed to be a Popeye game.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Jumpman was supposed to be Popeye. Donkey Kong was supposed to be what's his face?
Yeah,
and
big beard guy.
Rosalina,
Now I'm gonna Pauline.
Pauline was supposed to be Olive Oil, and they couldn't clear the rights to Popeye, but they were like making the game, so they were like, let's just do a I was gonna say a donkey.
A donkey, a Kong, a dong,
a gorilla, and a guy who looks like Popeye with a mustache.
Yeah,
and that's like all they did, and then they just named him Jumpman.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Yeah, we had Donkey Kong Jr. for from the Wii Shop channel on the Wii. That game's like really fun.
Which one?
It's just like Donkey Kong, but it's Donkey Kong Jr. and instead you're saving Donkey Kong from Jumpman.
I don't know anything about Donkey Kong Jr. other than unlocking him in Mario Tennis.
It's like, you know how like the original Donkey Kong game, when you're running around as Mario, the physics are like really busted and like you can jump over a barrel and still hit it, and like it feels like really clunky.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Jr., instead of like climbing ladders, you're like scaling and going up and down like vines and climbing, and it's like very similar to like the later Mario game, like vine climbing physics, and it's just way more satisfying a game to play, but it's like the same idea.
Yeah. I feel like I missed out on some gems of that era too. I wish if I had more time, I'd be playing games every day.
Yeah, we had Kid Icarus too, and that was like difficult.
It sucked.
Yeah, it was very difficult. And then they made that DS version, like Sakurai made, and it was fun.
I want to play that too. Sakurai's in love with Kid Icarus, and he made that and Kirby. It's weird to think that that like spawned from him.
I can see it.
I mean, anything. If Kirby is born of you, then I trust anything that you can put out into the world.
Well, the Kid Icarus DS game, there were like these things where you had to like fly from level to level, and you fought people during the flight, and there were like some Kirby villains that show up.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah. You said you've never played Kirby Air Ride?
No,
dude,
I wish.
Dude, it's so fucking fun. We gotta play that.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I missed out so much. I didn't buy any games for myself until like 2010.